A Russian missile strike in Kharkiv killed several people on Monday. And as Moscow intensifies its attacks on Ukraine's second largest city, shocked civilians have been left in their wake, including one new widow.
There was a siren and a shell hit somewhere further down the street, and he went to see the smoke. He always wanted to see the smoke. God forgive me. Why didn't I pull him away? I don't know. I'm sorry.
That attack comes a couple of days after Russian airstrikes hit 3 residential buildings in the eastern town of Kyiv Yar. Search crews managed to rescue some people from the rubble, but more than 24 were killed. The attacks were part of Russia's effort to take the entire eastern Donbass region. Moscow claimed the area was home to a so-called Ukrainian Territorial Defense Brigade, but it's better known as the hometown of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Meanwhile, in Washington, U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said that even as Russia takes land from the Ukrainians kilometer by kilometer in the east, it is taking a toll on their resources. Sullivan said the Biden administration believes Russia is now turning to Iran for hundreds of armed drones, as well as training to use them against Ukraine.
But this is just one example of how Russia is looking to countries like Iran for capabilities that are also being used, I might add, or have been used before we got the ceasefire in place in Yemen, to attack Saudi Arabia.
In his nightly address on Monday, Ukrainian President Zelensky talked about the urgency of his phone call with Turkish President Erdogan.
The key issue is the restoration of our export routes through the Black Sea. We are working on making it possible. The sooner this happens, the fewer people in the world will feel the impact of the food crisis that was so carefully prepared by Russia.
Jake Sullivan was asked if the U.S. is prepared to help the Ukrainians get back all that territory that they've lost. He said the goal is to help the Ukrainians militarily, to help them diplomatically. And he suggested, just as President Zelensky has suggested, that this conflict won't end when Russia gets completely out of Ukraine, but rather when there's a negotiated settlement. Andy Roesgen, TRT World, Washington.